From SaberCat Stadium here in Houston, Texas, we welcome you to coverage of MLS Next Pro. As tonight, we've got an excellent contest in the West. The top two sides, Austin FC 2 taking on Houston Dynamo 2, numbers 1 and 2 in the table. 43 points for Austin and 40 for Houston. Second meeting of 3 on the regular season. Hi, everybody. I'm Drew Casey. Thanks for joining us for our MLS Next Pro coverage. Let's get right to the starting 11s for these respective sides as we get set to go here today. One big change for Houston is in between the pipes, and we'll talk more about Pedro Cruz on the week that he has coming up off of Houston Dynamo 2, involved in goalie wars again. 3-5-2 for Jeremy Hurdle, the interim tag removed from his title about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And it looks very, very familiar. The captain is up front. He wears number 7, Austin Brumet, alongside Artur Sosa, the two goal-scoring machines for this Houston side. Between them, with 11 goals, Brumet has 8 of those. Also, a look for Herrera in the middle to join the attack, and Mohamed's been very good lately as well. Let's go to the other side now in Austin. The visitors who did play earlier this week picked up a 4-0 win north of the border against Whitecaps FC2 in the greater Vancouver area. They've got one big change, and it's up front. We will see CJ Fodre for the first time. The 22-year-old out of San Jose will start as the number 9 with Lisboa and Burton up front as well. Each have had exceptional seasons. And the back line for Austin, man, oh man, that's been a huge reason why they've had so much success. Kaeli, Barry, Watt, and Thomas left to right in front of Eric Lauta. These teams statistically are so even, and we're expecting quite the show here tonight. Austin is tied for second in the league in goals. Houston is tied for fifth, 40 and 39, and they're 1-2 in goals allowed. 15 allowed for Houston, and it is 16 allowed for Austin. Both teams play in the Frontier Division, part of MLS Next Pro, and you look at what was done earlier this year in that one previous meeting. It was a long time ago, more than 3 months ago, on April the 12th at Farmer Field, home of Austin FC 2. 1-1 draw. Houston took the extra point in the spot kicks, 4-3. It was Austin who, at the spot, tied it at the death. Jorge Alistue, a penalty kick goal, which was awarded on a corner, and the shot was then ruled a handball that resulted in the PK. That came from the top of the 18. Gavin Wolf had the go-ahead PK for Houston. And then Dren Jabruna has high and left a chance to extend the shootout at that point. These teams will also do it again on this field coming up on September the 4th. Again, that'll be back here at SaberCats Stadium, where Houston has been exceptional. Perfect. 7-0-0 at home. They'll come out in the purple base kits as they conclude their warm-ups here. It will be Austin in the visiting whites. The referee for this one is Benjamin Meyer, Braxton Williams, Mark Novosel, the assistant referees, and the fourth official is Olivin Oliva. We get set to begin this one, and there is the opening whistle. And away we go here from SaberCats in Houston, Texas. Lone Star State, a derby, 1-2 in the Western Conference in MLS Next Pro. Thanks for joining us. Now, we told you these two teams near the top in offense, near the top in defense. Of course, they're near the top in goal differential as a result of that. Plus 24 for both sides in differential. And the classic conversation would be, well, something has to give. Well, when both teams do everything well, hard to tell which way it might go. Will it open? Will it be 1-1? Early chance for Austin off the take. And early kick for the visitors who made the trip over yesterday. A scheduled stop at Buc-ee's halfway, as you would suspect. How about the first meeting between these teams? Again, it was 1-1. Corner kicks, Austin had 17 corners in the first meeting to just 1 for Houston. I'm often seeing that one-sided, that quantity. I had to double and triple check. This one floating towards goal. There's Cruz. Was able to secure it. 21-year-old back in between the pipes. It had been Logan Erb for the last 5, and Erb, exceptional performances. back to Cruz, and we'll be participating in MLS All-Star festivities, goalie wars coming up. Chance to defend what he did in the past. First whistle from our center referee. Stops play. We'll get a free kick just beyond the center line. Jesus Silva restarts play. 19-year-old from Brazil, 3 goals, 2 assists. Mainstay out there. Both of these teams have enjoyed relative lineup consistency, especially within the greater conversation of MLS Next Pro, where it can vary greatly from week to week. These teams have had a pretty steady bunch. First real opportunity penetrating the attacking third for Houston. Austin thought it might have gone out over the end line, but play continues, and a rush from left to right here in the Lone Star State. Bit windy conditions. Could play a role on aerial balls. Through the center here with Micah Burton. Up ahead for Thomas, who's pushed up. Thomas's ball looking to connect with Fodre, who's making his first appearance in MLS Next Pro this year. First team contracted player with Austin. Interesting to see how he might mesh. Diego Abarca not in the starting 11. 5 goals, second most on the squad. Alisway remains in there. He's the leading scorer with 9. This will draw a whistle here, and let's see. We have our first card. Yes, we will. So the ball was lost, and then the foul committed, and an early yellow card. Taking another look here, Austin on the attack.
Please, referee has issued yellow card caution to number 37. Austin FC 2.
It's against Feliciano. Shown the yellow card there. Looking at the replay for a moment. The action, I had confused myself for a moment, but clearly on Feliciano there after the ball was lost. We play in the 5th minute. You hear that wind whipping here. Plays a role, of course, with the open space. Beautiful facility here at SaberCats. Facility in which Houston did not have access to for a long while in the lead up to and during the early stages of the World Cup. This was the official training ground for DR Congo. As a result of that, of course, Houston on the road a bunch, and not just a bunch, an MLS Next Pro record 10-game road trip. And Houston is still 12-3-2 as a result, 5-3-2 away from home here. Started the year with some home matches. Look out! Cruz, the save, second ball, another save, and it's cleared away. Just an exceptional goalkeeper. Keeps it out, still and out of the woods, and now Cruz secures. Austin's acceleration happened very quickly into the attack just like that. And a couple of opportunities to boot. See the development of this most recent build. Fantastic header leading to the shot from Alisway. Kept it out, and then the wherewithal just to continue the rush. Nice work from the keeper for the home side to keep this early 0-0. Be looking for stops like that, performances like that to try and dazzle the crowd again, coming in goalie wars this upcoming week. We'll tell you much more about it coming up at halftime as part of our featured content across the break. So Houston coming in here winners of 3 straight after they lost all 3 in which they competed in the month of June. But before that, it's a Houston team that was unbeaten. It's an Austin team that comes in here unbeaten in 16 out of 17. did have their 10-match winning streak come to an end last weekend. In the box here, threatening and looking for the first tally. Drop back for Riley Thomas. Settled momentarily and reversed by Baru. And immediately another recycle it. Austin on the front foot in the early going. Cruz has had to make 2 strong saves on 1 rush. And it has largely been the possession for Jason Shackle's crew. Enjoying just a fantastic season. Houston had the MLS Pro record, Next Pro record rather, of the 10 straight on the road. Well, Austin had an MLS Next Pro record earlier this year, 10-match winning streak from May 2nd to July 12th, losing on the 12th to Minnesota 3-2. Right back in the visitors. Burton towards the spot, taken down, and let's see here, clean. The immediate indication by the referee that it was a clean takeaway. You have to hesitate because that takedown was right near the penalty spot, where of course you would point as well if that was going to lead to an early PK. Warm summer night, summer day here in the Lone Star State. The current temperatures, there will be hydration breaks midway through each half. Now the look here at this challenge right near the penalty spot. Great ball in by Burton. And a clean takeaway. Riley Thomas of Austin, you saw extend his hands both ways, looking for a potential penalty award. Not coming. So good pace early on. Certainly favoring Austin, as Houston tries to get back into the flow a little bit. This one part of a whole host of action across the league today. A couple of games ongoing alongside us. Busy weekend. Come fast and furious this time of year. Atlanta already a winner today over NYCFC. Here in MLS Next Pro, Timbers 2 over Real Monarchs 1-0. 1-1 between Connecticut United and Columbus Crew 2. That's just into the second half, and plenty of others alongside us that we'll keep you posted on. No score across 3 matches, including ours. St. Louis actually has scored. They have an early 1-0 lead on Whitecaps FC 2, and now a really nice opportunity for Austin. Set piece opportunity, 10th minute. In the 25-30 yard range here. Based on the wall, we'll call it 28. Be precise. Alistway, a magician rather. I have to think he will take this one on the low side set with the left foot. Pedro Cruz in the right yellow goalkeeper kit. He likes what he sees. The whistle comes. Alistway! You knew Jorge was going to give it a rip. We're looking for his 10th goal of this 26th season. 23-year-old from Spain. Houston will build from the back. Austin pressure, though, a couple times already has taken back very quickly, and doing so again. Alistway won that. Possession continues. Quick re-entry. And Barra. Watch closely. And now the swap with Berry getting a touch. Such a consistent partnership. Watt and Berry at the center back spots for this Austin side. Great individual run. Not enough real estate. Blocked shot from just inside the box. And the outletting process, Sosa has dropped back, trying to catch a return feed. Barra down to the turf. Whistle will sound here. And that's one thing that Jeremy Hurdle made mention of when I asked, well, what from the FIFA training ground has remained and such? Enhancements, of course, made. again for the base for DR Congo. The field quality just at an exceptional level here at SaberCats. You can really just tell, just so pristine. Micah Burton here. He's been active off this right side early on. 20-year-old from Minnesota. Does have 3 goals, tied for the 3rd most on the team here in Next Pro this year for Austin. Making his 11th start. This is match number 19 for the Verde and Black. Houston win will level up the standings again, but Houston does have a match at hand. Austin and this Houston side were level on 40 points after last weekend, but Austin did go into the Vancouver area and blow out Whitecaps FC 4-0 over the weekend. All shots towards goal coming from Austin right from the jump. But now Houston with an opportunity from right to left. Again, has not been much on this side of the pitch. But a deflection on the way through, last touched by a defensive leg. So it will be a corner kick coming for Houston here. Only one in the first meeting between these two. So Doman joining the fray there to make things difficult. Left-footed service off the corner. Kept alive, fight for a second ball. Herrera had a touch a short time ago. And now Houston back with it. Right foot, that's blocked. Samir Mohammed. Good opportunity. An acceleration step. And then the blocked shot. And the flick back towards Cage. Actually, Martins who had that opportunity for Houston. So a couple chances for Houston on that rush. Plenty of offerings towards goal. 5 shots to what is now tagged as 3 on that last sequence. Check that, 2. 1 pair that were blocked. Right back to the well for Houston. Played a quarter hour. Back and forth. This is Silva for Houston. Purple Kit's towing the near touchline. That should elicit a whistle for a foul. It does. If you're just joining us, the lineups looked like this when we began. They still look the same. Jeremy Hurdle's Houston Dynamo 2. Cruz in goal. Silva, Barrett, Miller across the back line. 3-5-2 with Mohammed, Doman, Herrera, Arana, and Martins left to right. In the midfield with Brumet and Sosa up front. This is Arana weaving through a few lines himself. Now delivers the pass. Martins trying to get on top of it. Nearly does. For Jason Shackles, Austin FC 2. Lineup looked like this at the beginning. Lauta in goal. Kaeli, Watt, Berry, and Thomas across the back line. Alistue, Russell, as well as Bauru in the midfield. Feliciano Fodre and Micah Burton, left to right across the front. Appreciate you hanging with us. Drew Casey with you, the rest of our MLS Next Pro team here in Houston tonight on this Sunday. Hope you've had a nice weekend. Thanks for tuning us in. Be out in the back with the grill and the 2 best teams in the Western Conference to provide you some company. Quiet for Austin the last few. Visitors in the white gets to enter as the shadows start to encroach a little further on the field as we go. Expect that to continue as the sun continues to set. Riley Thomas, Micah Burton working together in two. Alice Tway did not like the outlet that he saw there. Now on the switch, Austin recycles and goes. Knocked away. And this will be a corner. Corner number 2 coming for the visitors. Wade got instructions. And the right foot driven ball. High into the sky. And sent wide right. Really floated. Appeared to be wind affected at least slightly. Fodre did get his noggin on it, but from 15 yards out at that angle, going to need a redirect or a second ball off of it. Austin has really created problems for opponents in the pressure department. Most recently, Houston was really able to take a pair of goals. It's 2 against Colorado in that fashion. The high press takeaway, build from the back. And just mistakes. Houston content to get it out with no trouble here as we play in the 19th. Domon another touch. And Reese Miller, 22-year-old with 3 goals, part of that tie for third on the team in scoring. Sent out wide, a handle for Mohammed. Has some help coming, Domon. Chipped over the top, good ball, but a little too much on it, in fact. Good idea. Calm, cool, and collected for this Houston team. 10-match road trip will do that for you. Certainly something that I don't think anyone really wants to have to go through. But you grow week in and week out. Look for that consistency. That's just such a huge word in this league. From a team standpoint, from an individual growth and development standpoint, and much more. A lot of what this league is about. Completing, of course, the pro player pathway within the MLS ecosystem here in North America. Independent clubs involved. These two, of course, affiliated with MLS Parents. And the Western Conference, as we all know in all major sports here in the United States, traveling in the West, a lot harder than the East. In the East, buses and trains a lot more frequent than airplanes. For Austin, this is a nice bus trip. Don't get that too frequently. This is the only one within MLS Next Pro for these two sides. Bus back and forth. Exhibition partners as well. So this technically is the third time these sides have seen each other, but exhibition +1 regular season meeting in April, and then, as we all know, all the movement across rosters and times of year and such, and the development looks at different stages so much later. The stretch run of the season here, but it would not be hyperbole to say that this could be a preview of a Western Conference final. 1-2 in the table. 3 points separate. Houston is the trailer, but Houston has 1 match additional to play. So in that sense, you could make the argument they are even, in fact. And they were after the conclusion of match week 20. That wrapped up last weekend. We're wrapping up match week 21 here today. Into the area. Alice Way back to goal, looking for space. Finds Minimal. Now Thomas. Let's see when the ball gets in the air on this end, really moving. You hear the wind throughout the stadium here, and you can see the corner flags whipping. Could be playing a role when the ball is in the air here. Be another corner for Austin. And also, again, a reminder that we will have hydration breaks here due to the warm temperatures. Right around 90 degrees. Austin content to take its time before the ensuing corner. Number 3 for the visitors. 2 hands raised. Short and deep. Second ball through. Got ahead. Loose on the ground inside the 6 and sent away. The real feel right now, 95 degrees here in Austin, Texas. That breeze helping a little bit, but certainly past the threshold for hydration breaks that we'll get shortly. Told you earlier, Houston is perfect here at home, 7-0-0. Austin actually better away from Parmer. They are 7-0-1 on the road this season. Again, something likely has to give. Hear the instructions from the respective sidelines. That sounded like a Patrick referring to Kaeli of Austin as they align. A little bit of an overlap with Burton, who now receives back. Tight pass intercepted, looking for Baru. Had a nice year for Austin. 4th most minutes on the team. One of many that Jason Shackle speaks highly of the rest of the staff for this Austin team. Takeaway in the midfield. Nice work by Burton to get foot to that first, but then taken away. There was no whistle there. There was a pause by nearly all who were around that one. Here's Mohammed. Mohammed's inside the area. Mohammed continuing. Nice job to keep on it. The rip. Friendly fire. It was blocked. Second opportunity coming as Arana will try again. This one blocked by the defensive unit. Still alive. Chipped in. Left foot. And that one finds the back of the net. If at first you do not succeed, not just try, but try again. Arthur Sosa. 1-0 Houston. It was the 3rd rip. The first was blocked by his own man. The 2nd by a defender. The 3rd by no one. So here's number 1. And actually, I should correct myself. It was Sosa who blocked the shot of his teammate Arana. And then Arana's 2nd fire knocked around, pinballing, and boom. On the spot, Sosa, his 4th of this 2026 MLS Next Pro campaign. The goal officially comes in the 25th minute. And it looks like we'll have that hydration break here after the goal. Perfect timing for that.
Your attention, please. Goal scored by your Houston Dynamo Dos. Number 9, Arthur Sosa. At the 25th
Bounced over the
minute.
public address system here at SaberCats for Sosa. 25th minute strike. Judging from the quick turn, I do not believe that was credited as the hydration break. on the restart there. Too quick. We'll have to wait and see. Likely coming at the next stoppage of sorts. Flag is up here for offside. Austin was quickly looking to equalize. So Austin really controlling the play for the first quarter hour or so. Evened up, Houston an edge, and Houston a goal. Reese Miller credited with an assist on the goal, as he should. Sliding it across off the header. Looking for more. Sosa scored moments ago. Settles and cuts. Combination play, but it was read by Evan Watt very nicely. Crafty idea by Muhammad. Quickly back in. Looking for the target noggin of Sosa. And a goal kick coming. Had some scoring elsewhere across the league. 1-1. Cincinnati and New England in the first half. 1-0 St. Louis in the first half, all right alongside us, around 28th minute or so, 29th. Scoreless Orlando and Huntsville. And Tacoma and Colorado still to come later. And remember back to early on, Pedro Cruz making some exceptional saves to keep this from quickly going 1-0 the other way. Austin nearly Alstway. He's got some opportunity. Jorge looking, keeps it himself. Might have had the lane to feed Russell if on the initial touch. The angle was tough. And Alstway's ensuing shot blocked. But if that was able to get across to Russell. See it again here. Russell 16 cutting centrally. That angle, it's a tough one. And there's that furious run coming from behind. Looked like Martins. So maybe not the opportunity that appeared to be there. Second consecutive corner that Austin goes right here. They'll recycle it back through. That was mishit or deflected slightly off of the crossing Sen. This should draw a whistle, and it does. Nice shifty work for Austin here in the 30th minute. It's Feliciano. I've been really impressed with seeing Austin a few times throughout this MLS Next Pro season. Austin team that certainly can generate chances like the best of them. Tied for second in the league in goals with 40. Houston, with its goal, has now matched Austin with its 40th goal of the season. Alistue will try again. This one driven, stays in play. Look out! Wow! Going for it all. That would have been goal of the season if that bicycle was connected. Paying the price a bit, but everyone does appear back to the feet. And that was something else. Almost caught a piece of the hand on the two slides. Trying to engage near the goal scorer, and Sosa over the top and should fly out over the end line. And we're going to get that hydration break officially. Here's another look here. So Alistue really drove this ball, and it just died with the wind. And look, yeah, there was partial connection. And I believe it was Riley Thomas who had that look there. Not necessarily the first name you would think of in a situation like that, but with Alistue delivering the free kick. So we do get that hydration break here. Everyone making sure they keep the fluids. Again, temperature when we started things officially was 94 degrees. Right now it feels like 95. And those shadows only occupy, call it a seventh or an eighth of the field right now as you see them encroaching. Likely will get at least to the center circle, if not further, by the time we reach the second half of play. But that is no consolation right now. If you're just joining us, first of all, thanks for stopping by. 1-2 in the Western Conference. Austin number 1, Houston number 2. It is Houston Dynamo dos up 1-0 on Ortor Sosa's tally in the 25th minute. It was a third opportunity on the same rush. The hard work at first applied by Arana, who came in. His first shot was actually blocked by Sosa inadvertently. There was a duel with a defender. Then Arana, another try that was blocked cleanly by an Austin defender. And the third try back to Sosa. Off a noggin, Reese Miller with it, top of the 6, and found Sosa cutting in an onside position, and he buried it inside the far right post as Houston attacking the goal to our left here in the first half. So the hydration break breaks, and given, of course, the World Cup hydration breaks in all matches, first and second halves, and the strategy components to it, you wonder if teams have learned, have picked up things, have made adjustments at the club level. Breaking the game down into quarters in some respects. Here it looks more like thirds, given where we are with the hydration break starting in the 31st minute. We will, of course, add this time on to the end of the first half. All set to go. There's the whistle to resume play. And it is Austin and Eric Lauta, who, aside from the goal sequence, really has not had much action, but does find himself at his side down a goal here on the road. Neither side has made changes. Both squads dressing a full allotted roster of 20 for this critical Western Conference tilt down the stretch run of the season. Here's Reese Miller assisting on the goal. Now Mohamed pops in and out of the shadows. Back to Silva. Arana and Silva. Mohamed again. He'll emerge outside of these shadows in just a moment, perhaps. Instead, back to Arana. More calm, cool, and collected. Edge of the attacking third. Doman's ball. He makes the run. Has it back, does he? Gustavo. From Brazil. Heavy Brazil presence in the Houston Dynamo system. Shifty play by Martins. Really nice display of passing here for Houston over the last 45 seconds or so, at least 15, 20 passes, and if you believe in that sort of stuff, and the commentator jinx, if you will, you might have a case right there. Mohamed has to eventually chase it all the way back to the goalkeeper and Cruz. And now the pressure from Austin. Go out here aggressively, as the Dynamo bench is going to get active here just before halftime and keep the legs moving. Jersey tug there, and they're going to get Evan Watt for the foul. Watt leads the team in minutes. He's not an Iron Man. He's close to it. He's now over 1,600 minutes on the season, and this is his 19th appearance. All 19 Austin fixtures. He does not have a single yellow card at center back. Very impressive. And his counterpart back there, Jules Berry, only one He's about 100 minutes behind him, approaching 1,500. We'll get there early in the second half. Great partnership between those two. A couple of 22-year-olds from York, Pennsylvania in Watt's case, and from France in Jules Berry's case. Good ball here if this is onside. Better defending, though. And a whistle for a foul. Riley Thomas saw that otherworldly attempt at a bicycle. Very limited connection, but a daring display. Have to trust yourself, and he did. Wanted to go for it, too, to not come down awkwardly. And it's not necessarily something that's easy to practice at full game speed, in which you really need to have it in order to be able to deliver just pure perfection. Just a little while ago, right before we had the hydration break, in the 30th minute, the goal in the 25th from Sosa. Third chance after a blocked shot. From the offensive side, a block from the defensive side, and then a couple of touches later into the back of the net for Houston. Towards the corner, it is kept. Nice work applied, and now Riley Thomas looking. Thomas slots top of the 18-yard box. Will we get a whistle? Yes. Foul clearly outside the area. Taken down Faudre. And it will be a set piece about a yard outside the box here. See the slot in from Thomas. Crafty used the right foot there to slash it around the left side as he was watching towards goal. So now you're going to have opportunities here. You're going to have options too. Faudre, the big time left foot. And you also, of course, have Alistue. He's gone high on a few set piece offerings. But from the looks of it, this looks like Faudre, San Jose native, getting set likely to try and rip it through that window that may close a bit between the 5 Dynamo Dos players. CJ Faudre. Faudre! Just high. Slight deflection off the wall and a corner kick. Jeremy Hurdle, hands above his head. He can't believe it. Let's see. They're going to say shoulder on the very edge of the wall. Even Sosa, who right away seemed to react as if maybe it did catch a piece, but the Houston staff not pleased. Don't want to give up a corner. Austin's gone short on the last 2, and they'll go short on a 3rd consecutive corner. Alistue, good ball in here. Headed away. Daniel Barrett, his head to it, and then Cruz covers it up. So Houston able to hold. First time the short corner has led to a chance. The previous 2, nothing doing. Alistue's ball got a better angle. Shouldered down nicely. The presence that Cruz was there. Can still be dangerous, though. Locked up a bit as well on the back line, but Barrett first to it there, defending for Houston. Make sure you do stay with us coming up at halftime. We teased it a little bit earlier. MLS All-Star Week. You can start counting it down by hours soon. Pedro Cruz, Dynamo Dos goalkeeper, going to be a part of the Goalie Wars competition. So is Will Mackey as well, the MLS Next Pro contingent. The MLS Next All-Star Game will be in the state of North Carolina alongside all of the other MLS festivities. Also a feature on Julian Hall of Red Bull New York. That's all coming up at halftime. So make sure you do stay with us. Highlights as well as a look around the league. Certainly we'll see another look at Sosa's goal back in the 25th minute here this evening at SaberCats Stadium in Houston, Texas. Settled for Houston in the build. More transitional for Austin. Not necessarily surprising. These two sides tend to stick to their identity and consistency. Doman out wide. Crosses through, but headed away. Remember, we did have the hydration break, so at least 2, likely 3 minutes of stoppage time. Houston through again. Nicely taken away. Ross could not just get through, also just clean taken. No deflection. Houston going again, though, however. Austin Brumetta touch has not called his name very much for this Houston side. Much more Sosa up front in the 3-5-2 for head coach Jeremy Hurdle. Here's one of those transitional opportunities perhaps for Austin. The race is on. Real estate ahead. Will the flank stay down for Burton? Yes, it does. Cross all the way through, but no connection. Chance still alive slightly. You can see a little bit of disappointment, though, from Burton after the ball. Just floated through everyone. Thomas and Burton together. It's Burton. This cross, back post. And again, we'll go through all. And it will be a defensive throw for Houston Dynamo Dos. Talking with Jeremy Hurdle earlier this week, and this time of the year, you've played nearly 20 matches. The postseason is still 2 months away. Checkpoint time. He called it Chapter 2 or maybe even Chapter 3 of the season as we evolve. First team is back. The dynamic, the playoff run. Preseason a long, long time ago. Roster has evolved, team that looks different than the beginning. And the evolution just continuing. So like overall, the simple summary, likes where the squad is, still room to grow. And certainly that growing process could lead to a MLS Next Pro Cup appearance and hopefully trophy raise. 3 minutes to see the board there. As you would suspect with the hydration. See if Austin can level before the break. Something that the side has done a nice job of throughout the year, scoring in stoppage time. Chipped high and over everything. Scored in second half stoppage time in the first meeting to level 1-1. And back in April.
Your attention, please. There will be a minimum
And
of
last
3
week,
minutes added into the first half. 3 minutes.
at Austin side, or I should say Wednesday rather, against Whitecaps FC2, scored a pair of goals in stoppage time. One in first half stoppage, one in second half stoppage. Evan Watt made it 3-0 in first half stoppage time. Christian Ayala scored his first goal within MLS Next Pro in second half stoppage time. He's available for substitution in the second half. Academy guy. A really nice progression. No changes from either side, maybe some coming at the break. Galistway here. Curious to see how much Fodre plays for Austin. Whistles here before the restart. First MLS Next Pro appearance of the year for CJ. Again, make sure you do stay with us at the break. First half highlights around the league. Some of our features taking a look at upcoming MLS goalie wars. Part of All-Star Week, and Pedro Cruz, Houston Dynamo 2 keeper here tonight, will be there. Here's Sosa, the goal scorer. Still enough time before the halftime whistle. You can hear the 1-minute instructions coming from the sideline as to the remaining time before the break. Aggressive defending. Play continues, ruled clean. It's been a consistent whistle over the top here. And a clean challenge on this end. Nice work. Looked like Barrett. Preventing that chance from further developing, and now the clock getting ever so close to a locker room trip. Perhaps time for one last chance. Deflected pass is going to prevent it for Austin, but keep it open for Dynamo Dos perhaps. Out wide, Sosa sprinting centrally, calling for it. He wants it. Numbers have come back furiously, and that'll do it for the first half. Knocked away over the end line.
The halftime score, Austin FC 2-0.
So some transitional moments on both sides. Sosa leading the group off for Houston. He is the lone goal scorer back in the 25th minute. Made it 1-0. That's where we are here at the break. Houston in front of Austin by a 0-0. Coming up in our halftime show, we get you set for MLS All-Star Week, including the return of goalie wars plus our first half highlights. That's all when we return.
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud, don't worry about what next. Just know we got now, oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
It is halftime here in Houston, number 1 and number 2 in the Western Conference going toe-to-toe. And it is the home side, Houston Dynamo Dos 1-0 over Austin. Next Pro alum and New York Red Bull Jeremy Hall has been named to the MLS All-Star team next week in Charlotte. Let's look back at our visit with his rising star.
Julian Hall, remember the name.
It's that man again, Julian Hall.
Cross goal, it goes in.
Remedi, has he broken through here? Remedi across, Hall!
Swinging ball towards the back post, it goes. Opening goal for Red Bull New York, Julian Zakshevsky Hall.
Born in Manhattan, New York, Julian Hall found the game the same way a lot of kids in this city do.
I first kind of started playing soccer when I was around 4 years old. I would play a lot wherever I could, if it was a field near my apartment or wherever I could, basically. And I just remember, falling in love with the game and wanting to play as much as I can. There's a main place I would play. It's pretty popular in Manhattan. It's called Pier 40, and a lot of people go there. That's where I played with Manhattan Kickers. It's kind of where I really started to realize I really wanted to play soccer seriously and maybe make it professionally.
That love for the game turned into an opportunity, a move into one of the top academies in the country.
Julian came into our system at U14. I think he played about 3 or 4 games with the U14s. I was a U15 coach at the time, so I was observing those games, and you could see straight away he was a special talent. So he quickly got moved up an age group to play with the U15s that season. Made an instant impact with the older age groups.
The level changed quickly, and so did the expectations.
I was very excited to come in and show my ability, and I was playing with my age and I was playing a year up, and the intensity was a different level, I would say, from what I've ever played at that point in my life. So yeah, no, it's an amazing experience.
Chimueno scored off the bench against Seattle, and Julian Hall with the breakthrough. The Golden Boot leader rises to the occasion, and we've got an electric finish here in the U15 final.
He's one of those players that can get you up off your feet. Like, he's direct, he can take players on, he can score goals from inside the box, outside the box in really different ways. And, it would always amaze you how he would find goals in the game.
The next step brought a new set of challenges.
That was the biggest jump for me, going from academy to professional football. The intensity, the physicality, the football, it was all quicker than anything I had experienced before. And, I just thought I did a good job of staying level-headed and not being discouraged about little things.
Working to the midfield, now Gonzalez entering the box, across and a goal! Julian Hall puts the Red Bulls 2 on the board.
I was lucky to be coached by Ibrahim Sakaya, and Bradley Wright Phillips was there a lot of the time as well. They did a good job of helping me progress and helping me not get discouraged and keep going every single day and working hard. The coaching staff really mended me very well.
Like, he's always striving to try and get better at something within games and training. And then, why he adapts well, he's a natural goal scorer.
For Julian, it was about staying level and keeping the work the same.
Jules.
When you go to a professional environment, if you're doing the most amount of work and you're clearly working harder than everyone else, it stands out to a lot of people, and that can be something that separates you from everyone else. If you're a hard worker, that could get you to a lot of places, and I think that's just something that established me when I first came into the first team.
That work and mentality has paid off with the fast start this season.
We're really happy with the way that he's moving himself forward. He has taken the ideas and has really shown that he is picking things up. Obviously, there's the attacking part, his ability to find chances, his ability to take balls on the move, to dribble, to go by guys, run in the box. The part that goes with it is how much work he does for us against the wall, how much pressing, how much sprinting, how much chasing, how much work he does to really make the game difficult on the other team. And so we're really, really happy with the progress that he's made. We're gonna continue to push him.
As he continues to grow, so does the chemistry with his teammates around him.
I've known Julian for a very long time now. I see the way he works in training. I'm getting to know him more and more, obviously, as we play together. on and off the field. And then when I step onto the field, I know where he's going to be on the field, what his positioning is like, where he wants the ball, left foot, right foot. And we're kind of growing that connection, which has been going in a really good way, and hopefully, to grow that connection even more.
Mehmeti, has he broken through here? Mehmeti across, Hall! 2-0!
I think it's just the trust with the coaching staff. Coach Michael, he's done a great job with us during preseason and putting trust in me to start the first couple games. It's a lot of credit to him for putting his belief in me. Obviously, I have to go out there and perform to the best of my ability, and thankfully I've got a couple goals so far. The goal is to keep progressing throughout the season.
Talent and work ethic have helped Julian's dreams come true faster than even he could have predicted.
I've always dreamt of becoming a professional soccer player, but I never really expected it to happen so fast, to be honest. Earlier that year, I was still just playing academy, and I was progressing well, but I never thought it would lead to signing a contract later that year. So it's kind of a lesson there just to be ready for anything, and anything can happen very, very quickly. You really just have to put your all into whatever you're doing, and things can happen. I think a big thing is just self-belief, because when I was playing in MLS Next, I was signing a contract later that season. I had no idea. I did not have a plan on signing that year. That was not in my plan at all. I think things like that can come from just you doing as much as you can, and things will just happen by itself, as long as you're working hard and giving 100% every single day, good things will happen. And thankfully things came to me that year, and you got to be grateful, and you got to use it as much as you can to your abilities.
Ortiz is onto a cutting, denied by Cruz. And an amazing save by Pedro Cruz. And Pedro Cruz with a third save.
A lot of pressure on the ball, and being hit, what a save!
Saved by Cruz. Pierce cross in front, reflex save by Cruz.
Decent ball in, great save again. My goodness, worldly stop from Pedro Cruz.
Parker John for the equalizer, stop. And saved by Mackey. McGrath, stopped by Will Mackey.
Now sends one in. Oh, Mackey! How did he do it?
Sliding it across. Will Mackey standing on his head.
And he stopped.
It's another great save from Mackey.
Will Mackey said no.
Huntsville's Will Mackey and Houston's Pedro Cruz will be there. Will you? Goalie Wars, presented by Old Spice, returns as part of the All-Star Skills Challenge, presented by AT&T on July 28th. And we must also mention that multiple MLS Next Pro alums will be on hand to take the field in the 2026 MLS All-Star Game, presented by Chime on July 29th from Charlotte. They're just 3 days away from the game, 2 from the Skills Challenge. Here, Pedro Cruz, we just told you about, we know where he's going. Likely first thing tomorrow. Houston 1, Austin nothing. His side is up a goal to nil. Let's take a look at what is coming up around the rest of MLS Next Pro. It is very, very busy this time of year. How about a loaded slate coming up on Friday? Total of 7 matches. Atlanta, Carolina. Carolina picking up a 4-0 win earlier this week. Minnesota Timbers, too. That should be a good one in the Western Conference. Fighting for positioning as well. And then plenty more, of course, coming up later on the weekend. Let's go to the highlights from the first half of our matchup. Lots of action early on in the contest. And the Houston side that was on its heels a little bit. Austin side that was looking to get things off to an early start with a goal, something they've done an exceptional job of throughout the season. And this was Austin in the first couple of moments of the game with opportunities and chances, and There was an early yellow card shown to Eric Feliciano, but these are some of the offensive chances that we were talking about. And this is just a phenomenal sequence for Cruz. The first one, maybe he would have liked to have been stronger and secured it, but then the loose ball, he was able to secure all that loose change. Now, this is the goal-scoring sequence. First, a friendly fire block. Arana's shot was blocked by Sosa. Now, this one was blocked defensively, and the clearance there, unable to knock it away. And then a couple of touches later, a cross from Miller to Sosa, who buried it. And that came in the 25th minute. You can see Austin a bit upset at how that transpired. A couple of opportunities on set pieces. Free kick here. This was just a giving up the body. Riley Thomas trying to create something just exceptional, but unable to connect on what would have been bicycle of the year, maybe goal of the year in MLS Next Pro. Still 45 to go. Houston 1, Austin 0. We'll have the second half right after these words here from Houston, Texas.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Just about set for the beginning of the second half of play here. A battle of the top two sides in the Western Conference here tonight from SaberCat Stadium in Houston, Texas. Alongside the rest of our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Drew Casey. Thanks so much for joining us. A couple of changes that we have to start the second half. Not entirely shocked, and two of them coming from the Austin side. We'll see the insertion of Christian Ayala, who did score in his last outing against the Whitecaps FC2 just back on a Wednesday. So Ayala comes on for Marcel Russell. And the other change is Diego Abarca coming on for Micah Burton. So Abarca as well as Ayala coming on here at the half for Jason Shackle and replacing, again, Russell as well as Micah Burton. No changes on the Houston side, so it seems. And we are just about set to begin the second half of play here in the Lone Star State. So we'll see how that just cycles around in the set to begin. Once we resume play, I have to think that we'll see. It could be Ayala or Abarca taking the place up top of Burton. Well, we'll just wait and see as we're underway with the second half. 1-0, Houston in front. Goal coming back in the 25th minute If you're with us at the break, we took a couple of looks at it from Artur Sosa. A couple of chances from his teammate Arana. Sosa actually blocked the first shot inadvertently. And then defense blocked around a second shot, and then Sosa was able to beg one in after a failed clearance, and then Reese Miller's slotted pass was able to find Sosa right on the doorstep on this end of the field here at SaberCats. Visiting white uniforms for Austin FC2 here on the attack on this end. Purple-based kits for Dynamo Dos today. Some of the other numbers from the first half, if you're curious. Shots were 9-5 Austin, on frame 2-1 Austin. The one on frame for Houston through the frame. Only goal. 5-1 corners, Austin there, and one card. Remember, Eric Feliciano was booked back in the 4th minute for Austin, showing a yellow card. A lot of energy here off the near touchline. Dynamo Dos racing up ahead. Furious from Alessandro Herrera. Just all the way flip the field here. This was what Austin looked like to begin the first half. And on this side of the pitch as well. Houston win, gets to 43 points. Matches Austin. Long range flick to the near. 3-point performance for Houston would get them level with Austin, top of the table in the West. One match at hand. Of course, we'll catch up by the time the season ends. Marcin's here. One-on-one looking for the byline. Defender staying right with. And Kaeli. Nice display of work at his left back spot. And now wins another duel. Looking for the whistle. It was Houston head coach Jeremy Hurdle, but not going to get it. So an early rush for Houston in the opening moments of the second half. If you're just rejoining us now, 2 changes at the break with Abarca and Christian Ayala coming on. Micah Burton exiting for Austin, and so too Marcel Russell. So Fodre remains on there. Thought maybe could be a one-half situation given making his debut here at Next Pro. Here's some pressure from right to left. Running through a challenge, Austin looking for the spot. Nothing doing up front. It's Ayala who has taken on the mantle across the front line. The closest to it there. Slotted in here by Kaeli. Called his name a couple of times already. This ball loose just on the edge of the box. And Dynamo Dos able to clear as far as the center circle. Right back in. Austin looking for the equalizer, trickling oh so dangerously. Couldn't use the hands there. That was sent back with the feet. And able to get it out of the immediate danger territory. Whistles just to reset the placement here. Two teams that entering play today, they combined on the year 25 wins, 5 losses, and 5 draws. So two sides that certainly tend to get results. Austin chasing the game, a scenario they have not been in very much this year. Barry's pass breaks a few lines. This is a good one through, and dive from Cruz. Able to get there before the onrush of Ayala. Kaeli actually might have been involved in that too. It was actually Kaeli who was closest to it. Making another big-time push from his left back spot. Comes Houston up into the attack now. And to Arana, who had those 2 goes at it. Now for Brumette. Austin Brumette. Pretty quiet in the first half. It's because Sosa had a lot of the attention. You can make the reverse argument too as well. The defensive unit more keen and sharply tuned to Austin Brumette, leaving Sosa with some more real estate. Go inside and outside, break down the film however you wish, I should say. Simple story, 1-0 Houston on Sosa's goal back in the first half in the 25th minute. Kelly again with a touch, his pass nearly taken, long range rip. Ball was just sitting there for Ayala, and he said, why not? Decent look from 25 out. Again, scoring the goal in second half stoppage time, his first career goal with Austin FC too, first one in MLS Next Pro. Have a look here, Kelly's pass looks like it's intercepted. Ended up catching both sides of the foot of Brumette there, and then it worked right to Ayala, who launched high. Takeaway in the midfield. Good help coming over before that one could further develop. It's worked by Doman. Stopping before it could get started, really. No changes for Houston. Austin with 3 at the disposal after the 2 halftime changes, and window for sub if needed, and a lot of confusion here. Both teams pointing their respective directions, trying to win it. Jeremy Hurdle had the ball in his hands as it was trying to be sorted out. Play rolls here on the 53rd minute. Left over the top, 2 defenders, tight quarters. There'll be a corner kick though. 6th corner here of the night for Austin on the way. After that performance in the first meeting, Austin had 17 corner kicks. Really just a staggering number. Left-footed driven ball, punched out by Cruz. A player from both sides down in the box, including an offensive player right along the goal line. And now pops back up. Might have been Evan Watt who went up for the header there. And you do not see Watt chasing back. So no Watt at center back, and he is still yet to rejoin the fray. And Houston take advantage here. A little bit out of shape. The turn by Brumette. Sent just wide. Draws an applause from the Houston faithful. The stuttering step through and the turn, and creates the space from the help defender Ayala. Powerful right foot, but just wide. Lauta here to be in good position to get to it. Watt able to get back in the middle of that sequence, so that's good news. Huge call for the ball on the near side by Kelly. He's been super active, joining the attack here in the opening 10 minutes of the second stanza. Perhaps a point of emphasis made by Jason Shackle to get Kelly involved. Thomas was pretty involved in the first half if you're talking about outside backs. Cruz was well at a goal there. Had to scamper back after the takeaway. Alistway had it knocked. Still in control though for Austin. Here the Austin staff referring to Diego. That's Diego Abarca to continue that run. He was involved in the middle of that. You see Cruz way wide there. Able to scamper back into position. And always dangerous when you play it short with the feet for a number of reasons. That's a little bit of an unusual one. You don't see that very frequently. Maybe just got caught ball watching for a few moments. Flag up for offside. Houston can't believe it. There's also a high boot in the vicinity. I don't think it was fully landed. Let's see here. Dynamo those can't believe it. We might have a case there, seeing second look. Immediately exited as that was driven into the box. Scoreline remaining the same since the break. 1-0 at half, 1-0 now. Looking to change that acceleration step. Baru out wide, getting some reinforcements off the right side of the attack. Thomas, a good first half, nothing to show for yet. Header, not a full connection. Get out, cleared away. Confrontation here, and let's see what this may or may not lead to. It's going to lead to a slowdown and a conversation for Artur Sosa, the goal scorer. He was tied up with Jules Berry. Also looks like Austin's getting set to make some changes. Let's see here. One more look. And yeah, just ran through a little bit. Little contact. Oh, a lot of contact back and forth there. Didn't catch that little secondary action. But nice job from both players to cool before anything got hotter. Looks like we're going to see a flurry of substitutions at this stoppage. A couple for Houston as well. For Austin, Ibrahim Assal is coming on in place of Fodre. So Fodre goes nearly 60. Sal's had a nice year, 3 goals, 2 assists. The second Austin sub is going to be Stefan Debrivic, who a couple of weeks back had a brace essentially immediately upon coming on. A little confusion here if this is the hydration break. There are a lot of bodies coming on and off here. But anyway, Debrivic is on, replacing Eric Feliciano. So those 2 changes for Austin. Sal and Debrivic in. Fodre and Feliciano off. So 4 changes now executed by Jason Shackle for Austin. And we will resume play. Again, that was not the hydration break. And now we're just putting up the board to indicate the changes as play is well resumed.
Your attention, please, at the 60th minute. Substitution in Houston Dynamo. Leaving the field, number 22.
Flag up here.
Mateo Arana. Coming into the field, number 48. Dylan Reyes. Also in the field, number 17, de Alessandro Herrera. Coming into the field, number 47, Jairzinho Perez. Also leaving the field for Houston Dynamo, number 28.
Corner's head dead, header just high.
23, correction, leaving the field, number 23, Daniel Barrett. Coming to the field, number 3, Elijah Holla.
You may have heard the announcement over the public address system. Lots of changes for Houston, 3 of them popping them here.
Your attention, please, at the 61st
Summary,
minute substitution
Josinho
in
Perez,
Austin FC2.
Dylan Reyes,
Leaving the field,
as
number
well as
19.
Eiji Hata all into the game for Houston
Coming into the
Dynamo
field,
Dos,
number
and 3
22.
coming off. Giannisandro Herrera, Matthew Arata, and Daniel
Also,
Barrett.
field number 37,
Perez, Reyes,
Feliciano coming into
and
the field,
Hata all
number
coming
21,
on for
Stefan
Houston.
Drovic.
Starting to look a bit different for these two sides here as we have rolled into the 61st minute at SaberCat Stadium. Good combination play. Furious run. Oh, the acceleration up ahead for Martins. Wow, he really raced up there. Nice work defensively, though, to quell that rush by Kaeli. He was up to the task and nothing good developed. Very impressive. Now here's Sosa. Tipped over. Corner coming. Already a goal. He's looking for the brace.
Let's go, Dynamo!
Just 1 corner in the first half. And no rush here for Houston after all those changes were made. They take on a new look as well. Wind has calmed a bit here as we get later here in the evening. Shadows playing more of a role, stretching partially into the vision inside the 6-yard box here. Corner is through for Houston. No clean connection. Hata just checked in. Tries to track it down and does. Touch for Perez. The second of the 3 changes moments ago. Now Martins again. Draws a second defender. Help coming over in the form of Debrivic. And then a foul against Martins, and hold on here. A card is coming out. It is. So Martins on it here for Houston. Second defender comes. There may have been
Your attention, please.
perhaps
At the
a
64th
step.
minute. Yellow card caution has been issued.
A little
to
tangled
number
after the
16
whistle,
for
maybe.
Houston Dynamo, Alan Martins.
So Martins is shown the yellow. Here in the 64th minute. Second yellow card of the season. Austin still in search of the equalizer. Houston has done a nice job in putting the clamps on defensively. Something they do exceptionally well. Fewest goals allowed in the league entering. 15 goals allowed in 17 matches. This number 18 for the home side. Cross coming through, headed away nicely. And Dynamo Dos looking for a moment to go quickly. Brumet was involved centrally there. Sosa ranges high and goes down. Sosa wanted the whistle against Barry, who did not engage. Kept his feet planted. Baru sends it out wide, and Austin with a steady build. At their best in transition moments in the first half, and as are many clubs here, a nice combination across. But no connection in the visiting white kits. A recycled ball for Kaeli. Back to Kaeli, but the pass taken as Ayala. That's going to elicit a whistle at least. They do play rugby at this facility, have in the past. Ayala, with that interaction, maybe more fit there. The name SaberCats comes from. Home faithful taking in Dynamo Dos here this evening. Seeing the side up a goal, and that pass behind Martins, the pass coming right before he decides to make the inside channel run. Acknowledges the pass that came his way from Brumet, who is the captain tonight. 22 years old. Remember, this is also the second match of the week for Austin. Offside flag coming up here. So that plays a role. Some lineup rotation, not necessarily a ton though. Certainly some. One sub remaining. Options outside of the backup goalkeeper Farrar include Daniel Chisla, Mohamed Badawiya, Kenan Hatt, and Dren De Bruyne. And remember, Sal has already come on, so too has Debrivic and Ayala. Sal's had some big moments here on the year, and he's currently stalking top of the box as this rush develops. He's cutting towards goal here, looking in that direction. It goes through everyone. And Cruz did not have a touch, didn't need one. So I have to consider the fact of sun and shadows playing a role here as well, slightly perhaps. Kayeli for a controlled header down. Nice keep by Kayeli. Right-footed send, curving ball. Cruz secures Debrivic's send. Looking to go back-to-back as Goalie Wars champ. Won it last year, a part of the MLS All-Star Week festivities. He'll do it again as part of the MLS Skills Challenge presented by AT&T. When he was asked about it a couple of weeks ago on participating again, chance to defend the title, Bruno was saying, winning last year meant a lot to me. I'm grateful. I'm calm. I'm working. I believe I can become champion again. Last year, just a huge piece of what Houston Dynamo Dos was able to do during the regular season, but it's been up-leveled at the team component this year. Houston team that did not make the postseason last year missed out by 4 points. They're not going to miss out this year. Make sure you tune in to the MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by Old Spice. That's Tuesday. Not Tuesday in the future. It's Tuesday. 48 hours away. 47 and a half now. 7:30 Eastern time. More on that later. Houston on the offensive front foot here. Up one, but taken away. Such a strong back line for Austin. Watt and Berry. Tough to break down. And now a stoppage here in the 70th minute. Catch all the MLS All-Star Skills Challenge action streaming live on Apple TV on Tuesday. Training staff being called for. Player down. Again, we're scheduled to have a formal hydration break. Wonder if it might just happen here. Here's a look at what happened. This was the initial rush and the step up led by Watt. And in this challenge here, it was tight. Going opposite directions, may not have felt the opposition in behind. So for a moment, it appears Houston will play down. Unless, oh, actually, they're going to make a sub. Going to make a change here. So it looks like Miles Gardner is going to come on and replace Reese Miller, who sustained that challenge. So the change here in the 71st minute, that is now 4 changes.
Your attention, please, at the 71st
used on
minute.
both sides.
Substitution in Houston Dynamo. Those. Leaving the field, Reese Miller. Coming into the field, number 44, Miles Gardner.
Gardner, just 16 years old, does have an assist, his lone goal contribution on the year. Austin still searching to equalize. Overlapping run. Nearly a rip near the penalty spot and a whistle and a foul against Sal. Houston player sitting on the turf. This developed quite quickly. The ball for Dubrjevic. His cross initially sent right back where it came from, but then Dubrjevic, second runner. And the overlap, and then Sal commits the foul here, looking to free it up for himself or Christian Ayala, who is nearby. Austin side looking to get the offense going. This has been a multi-goal scoring machine as of late. And sent out on the midst of that 10-match winning streak performance. It was all multi-goals. And now, even with a loss in the middle of it, a squad that has scored not just 1, but at least 2 in 12 consecutive games. That's in serious danger here as we play in the 73rd minute. And Austin currently being shut out. Best defensive unit on the other side, so that should not surprise. Houston would love some insurance, though, here as we play down the stretch here at SaberCats. Martins here. Right back. It overlaps. May not have been intended. Right foot blocked. That was the 16-year-old who just checked in. Gardner, and a yellow card is coming out. This was very close to being inside the box, but clearly outside of it.
Your attention, please. Yellow card caution has been issued at 74th minute to Austin FC 2.
Comes on through.
Player number 48, Christian Ayala.
Ayala there. Let's see him run through it. Trying to contain the scoring chance, but may have just led to an even greater opportunity. Just a half step off the top of the box. Samir Mohammed, quiet in the second half. Light breeze for Samir. The run-up, Samir Mohammed blocks the secondary off-wall trio. An Austin side that has not been shut out this season. We're in match number 19. For now, looking to keep it just 1-0 down, as Houston has had the slight edge here in the second half, especially in the last 10 minutes or so. Furious pressure being applied. And now the takeaway. 2 goals a week ago in similar fashion. Martins thinking about it, gives off. The cross headed away. Couple of hands on head from the Houston bench. They liked the build there, but could not get one towards Cage. Knocked down in a foul.
Your attention, please. The referee has
We'll stop play here and grab hydration in the 76th minute. opportunity to adjust tactically from both sides here. Pause for 3 minutes. So some time to take a look at some of the other action across MLS Next Pro here tonight. Of course, we are alongside a few other matches. They're in the 75th minute in Kentucky. Revs 2 over Cincinnati, 2-1 currently. Huntsville leads Orlando, 1-0 down in Greater Orlando. And Whitecaps have leveled it up with St. Louis, 1-1. That is at Energizer Park in the Midwest. And all essentially right alongside us, 75th minute or greater by a few in all of those. Some finals from earlier. Atlanta over New York City 3-2. Well, sorry, at 11 a.m. actually in Atlanta. Timbers 2, 1-0 over Real Monarchs at Providence Park. And Connecticut United over Columbus, 2-1. Final score there. Going to be an exciting finish down the stretch of MLS Next Pro. Eastern Conference really tight at the top. Proud Legacy currently in first at 40 points. Crew 2 on 39. Revs 2, if the results hold, will be on 38. Noon on 37. In the West, it's these two. Live table, level, 43 points apiece. If it flips in any way to a draw or a win, Austin would remain atop the table. And with Timbers' win earlier today, they are on 40 points. A nice campaign. Been sensational on the road, actually. 7 road wins, matching Austin for the most in all of MLS Next Pro. So the hydration break has concluded. Go at least +3 coming up once we get there for that. Austin hopes it's level by that point. They've had some at-the-death magic. They'd love to do it earlier. Flag is up. Yeah, flag came up early. Prior to that one firing in. You'll see it here, the driven ball in coming from Kayeli, or rather the drop ball from Kayeli to Debrievich, who's had a couple of nice clearances. And the flag comes up there well before the shot and the touch comes. The offside happening after the initial touch in the box, prior to and well prior to, at the discretion of the assistant referee, before the strike into the back of the net. So it remains 1-0. Austin will, of course, apply the pressure here and try and win it back high up the field. It's been a message of consistency from Jason Shackle throughout the year, looking to continue to build. And moments here on the road against second best team, co-best team in the West. Certainly warm temperatures. Now in the 80th minute, chasing the game, down 1 on the road. Austin has not lost on the road. Houston has not lost here at home. Will something give? Most likely the flag coming up again. Indeed, clear offside. Takeaway quickly. But Alistue in an offside position. Captain tonight, 23-year-old from Spain. We have age and early happy birthday to Dren De Bruyne. He will turn 21. That's a big one. Coming up on the 29th in 3 days. Will his side find a way to equalize, though? Lots of real estate here for Debrievich. Cutting it back. Debrievich is blocked. Following up, Kayeli. One touch. That appeared to be deflected. Nope. And it will say no deflection. Just said high and wide. coming up to join the fray. It's a strong run all around. Dubrivich blocked. Kelly follows. And just sentai from Varu. First shot for Austin in nearly 10 minutes. Back to back there with Dubrivich and Abarca. Back further, only 3 shots in the last 25 minutes. Looking for that one final push. To find one across the line. Cayley's really joined the attack a bunch here in the second. Dubrivich has been good on those crosses. Might have another chance as one was just sent back out. Dubrivich right-footed cross. Cruz got a hand on it. Trickling, still in play. Cruz is down. Now the whistle sounds. Austin slightly perplexed. So here's the cross from Dubrivich. The punch. Good to see Cruz pop back up. Last thing you want to see is any kind of knock that would certainly hinder what's been a fantastic season, but also with goalie wars coming up on Tuesday in North Carolina. Don't want to see anything here on this Sunday evening affair. Sense of urgency. Austin challenging Cruz. Dynamo Dos player down. Pop back up. Houston going to take the direct approach here and not fiddle. Sense a little tightness perhaps in the build-up. Hanging to a 1-0 advantage, looking to see this one out. Certainly be a big-time win. Would love the insurance, lots of speed. Miles Gardner, just that second step, and he's by you. Second time we've seen that already in limited action. Thinking about a long-range rip. Martins watched by 2. Ridden off. Stay with Houston as we tick into the 85th minute. Could this be a Western Conference final preview? Of course, that all remains to be seen. Right now, I'll be the favorite. Foul against Dynamo Dos. Coming up next, Houston will travel to Kansas City on Friday for a 8 Eastern, 7 Central start time. Austin is out in the Bay Area next Sunday, a week from tonight. Look out, taken away. Right foot, save made Lauta. Big test to keep it 1-0 down. Houston winning it back about as high up the field as you can. And Lauta exceptional, denying Brumet. The Austin game is in the Bay Area against Earthquakes 2 on Sunday at a time to be determined. Look now! The net is open! And we're tied! We saw it on both ends in the last 30 seconds. And Austin pays it off. How about Christian Ayala scoring again in just his third game with the club and equalizes in the 86th minute on the road. This is just a fantastic clip of why you press. Chasing the game, Saul made the pass difficult, then Saul was still there, and just disaster for Dynamo Dos.
Your attention, please.
They did that to Colorado twice last week.
Leaving the field,
And they unfortunately suffer the reverse fate here.
Coming into
And
the
an
field, number
equalized
33,
game here now in the 87th. Houston making a final change. Sosa, the goal scorer, is going to come off. And the final change is Matteo Di Morelli, who's on. But Austin applying the pressure, and it pays off late. If this ends 1-1, it's going to be a tough one to get over for Houston. But we are far from over here. At least 3 of stoppage with the hydration tonight. Plenty of opportunity remains. Austin still has a 1 sub it can employ, and looks like that might come soon. Adawia getting loose. Here's Saul. Tries to break it down fast all. Did Saul get back on side? Maybe. Not even going to make the run. So it's a moot point after Debrivic sent it. See if Austin applies the pressure again here. Different situation. These two sides have not been involved in many draws either. 2 for Houston, 3 for Austin. And of course, 1 each the first time these teams met. In a 1-1 finish. Whistle sounds, foul against the home side. Of course, a reminder, you're with us here at MLS Next Pro. You know this by now, but all full-time draws go right to kicks from the penalty mark. Chance for a second point to the victor there. Counts in the standings. Make sure you stay with us if we do go 1-1 full-time here in a bit. Momentum with Austin after the pressure leads to a blunder. Debrivic back for Kaeli. They had a nice second half, Kaeli has. He's going to make the run after on the switch and might be headed back his way. Diving header. Oh, what a save. What a connection. Cruz was there. Sal, a furious tally on the other side. Now Houston. Pace is picked up. This is going to be a whistle. That should be a yellow card. Every time.
Your attention, please. A yellow card caution has been issued. 90th minute. Number 21 from Austin FC 2.
Another look here at this run. Saul finds space, able to get his noggin on it. You can see hands on head from Jason Shackle in the lower part of the screen. That turned into a thrilling finish here in Houston. Yellow card to Debrivic, by the way, there. We'll roll into stoppage time here.
Your attention, please. The 4th official on the sideline has indicated there will be a minimum of 5 minutes added.
5 minutes.
Into the second half. 5 minutes.
Good opportunity for Houston, looking to retake the lead. Cross in, ball loose. Just narrowly over the end line for a goal kick. Bodies down on both sides. It has been a battle between these top 2 sides in the West. And it has ratcheted up. down the conclusion we race towards. See how aggressive either side may be in the general run of play here. And Kayeli, the combination with Debrievich. It's Kayeli who crosses through, looking for an outlet, launched high. But Ayala drew a piece of the defense, so it will be a corner. And we'll set up here on this corner in the second minute of stoppage time. Love to celebrate for the trip back home. Stopped at Bucky's on the way yesterday, I think with a win. Certainly be there again. Right-footed corner. Defender down. Play continues. Will it stay in play? Yes. Nice track down. A couple of players had stopped. Austin maintains possession. Ayala blocked. Sent in. And immediately exited. Bada here. Houston on its heels slightly. Kayeli, the two-man game. And just wide. We saw creativity. A complete scissor from Thomas in the first half. Almost masterful there from Alistway. Two minutes remain before a potential shootout for a second point. Sosa scoring for Houston back in the 25th minute. Good defensive effort for most of the second half, but a big-time breakdown in the 86th minute. High press applied, Sal knocking it away. And finding Ayala for a tap-in goal. Austin sensing they still have the momentum. Not looking to slow down. They do not think they've stolen a point. They want 3 now. Thinking towards a potential preview of goalie wars. Debrievich has crossed through. A lot of traffic looking for Sal. He has just caused all sorts of problems for Houston since he came on, especially here in the final moments. Does Austin have a magic moment to win this one? Sent in, punched away by Cruz. Strong punch, gets all the way out over the end, near touchline rather. And there's the whistle. Austin was trying to keep it moving, but instead it will move.
Austin FC 2-1 for your Houston Dynamo. Those
2 kicks from the penalty mark. Chance for a second point. Officially goes down as a 1-1 draw for the second time this season.
Will be decided.
Earlier, Houston 4-3 in a shootout back in April. What will happen here in July? We'll take a break, we'll come back, and we will have the shootout for you. Big one as we look through the standings.
fun season of MLS Next Pro.
Full time here in Houston between the two best in the Western Conference goes 1-1. And it will be decided a second point at least in an upcoming shootout and kicks from the penalty mark. Let's show you how we got to this point. A goal aside, simple as that? Well, no, not really. Got off to a good start, Austin FC2 did in the opening half. But then it was Houston finding a way into the back of the net. Somewhat of a broken play, 2 blocked shots before Sosa. Great feed from Miller, and you can see the Austin reaction. That was way back in the 25th minute. Here, this is innocent. At least it looks innocent enough. Saul chasing down for Austin on Cruz. Cruz does get it away, but danger territory. 3 converge, and it's just given away, and a disaster. 86th minute, Christian Ayala, the second half substitute. He scores for his second consecutive match. And Saul gets the assist. Just absolute determination for Austin. Again, late in a game, this time to tie it. And now will the second point go the way of the Western Conference leaders? It'll be Austin regardless of how this goes down. Or will it go to Houston? Second time these teams have played this year. Second time they've played to a 1-1 draw. The shootout the first time, 4-3 in favor of Dynamo Dos. It went 6 rounds. Gavin Wolf scored on the 6th take for Houston to put the club in front, and then Dren De Bruyne missed high and left on a chance to extend it to a 7th set of shooters. And we get a treat. 2 of the best goalkeepers in the league. Pedro Cruz, who will compete a part of MLS All-Star Skills Challenge on Tuesday in Goalie Wars. Here's perhaps your sneak peek. Don't sleep on Eric Lauta, though, on the other side. No way. So it will be Austin FC2 to shoot first. And Abarca will get it going. Abarca scores. So a 1-zip lead for Austin here in the shootout. Strong penalty, picked out his side and buried it. One number 7 to another number 7. And Austin Brumette. No need to wait to send your striker up there. The right-footed strike is in. Lauta got a piece of it. Not enough of it, though. And nearly able to keep it out. Lauta got it with his bottom right hand as the dive came across. Here's Evan Watt, who will be next for Austin. 1-1. 1 kick apiece. No advantage gained just yet. 22-year-old scores. Coming up on his 23rd birthday on August 8th. Evan Watt able to power it in. Perfect still, both sides. Cruz going to his right. Ball ending to his left. Gustavo Doman is next. Looking to keep it level at 2 apiece through 2. Longer run-up than we've seen so far for Gustavo, who scores. Both teams have gone the same direction with each of their shooters. Armand stretching out a little awkwardly after that. I wonder if he may have tweaked something there. A little unusual. He was going to head over to Cruz. Yeah, right there. A little unusual.
Let's go, Cruz!
See, maybe slightly hobbled coming on back. So through two apiece. Cruz is ready here. Third shooter for Austin. Left foot, and it just sneaks in there. Taking out that corner. Austin is 3 for 3. All 3 shots for Austin heading that direction. Up next, third shooter for Houston. Vinicius Silva. And moderate run up here for Silva. Backs it up now. Silva's acceleration and scores. Level at 3. Perfect display of PK taking thus far. 3 for 3 on both sides. A bit cleaner than the first one, which was 4-3 final in 6 rounds. We're 3-3 through 3 rounds of the 5 to begin, of course. Jacabaru is next for Austin. Baru against Cruz. Very slow walk up, then accelerates and powers it in. Starting that like a walk in the park, finishing it like a celebration on the pitch. I'd say you see that very often. Really have to have your mind made up there, because with no acceleration and the quick step, you're going one way and that's it. Here's Eiji Hata. Pressure mounting. Fourth shooter for Houston, looking to keep it perfect. That 4 for 4. Hata's approach. Scores. Essentially, even though we're not technically there, we're at sudden death. With 4 for 4 through 4 rounds. Will we be decided here in the 5th? It'll be Kaeli. Really strong second half, contributing on the offensive end from his outside back position. Kaeli to keep Austin in front. Save made, Cruz! There's a Goalie Wars preview. Little hesitation from Kaeli. Cruz was there. His whole body was there. Makes the save. Now Houston a chance to win it. Looking for a perfect display of 5 for 5. It's needed. Yes, you may have heard from the crowd. Score, you win. Yes, you get a second point. Left foot, hesitation, score! Oh, masterful to finish it off for Houston. After some disappointment late to concede the equalizer for Austin, some flair to grab the second point in the shootout. 5-5 for Houston Dynamo Dos. That's Di Morelli will make it happen. So with the performance, Dynamo Dos will move to 42 points. Third draw. 3-0 in the shootout. Unbeaten now in the last 4. Austin will remain unbeaten in 17 of its last 18, and now to 44 points. 1-3 in the shootout. Let's turn now to our man of the match, presented by Adidas, and we just saw it moments ago. Grabbing the second point. Wouldn't have had the opportunity at a second point if you didn't find the net at least once in regulation. So Sosa, Artur Sosa, our man of the match, presented by Adidas from Houston Dynamo Dos. There's the goal back in the 25th minute. He continues his strong season. And for Sosa, bagging what was at the time his 4th goal of the year, he moves into solo 3rd on the scoring list. Big time effort here in the Western Conference between Austin and Houston. It's Houston who grabs the second point in the shootout. Winners 5-4 in the shootout after 1-1 full-time 90 minutes, and very potentially, that's not the right way to say that, but there's a decent chance that you can see this matchup again coming up in the postseason, and you certainly will see it again in the regular season. That's final matchup coming up on September the 4th. And that will be back on this field, 8 Eastern, 7 Central time. So Houston wins it in PKs 5-4 after 1-1 full time. That's going to do it for our coverage here tonight of MLS Next Pro. For our entire crew, I'm Drew Casey. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.